My dog Sampson died sadly and went to the spirit world. Oh my goodness. My dog Sampson, a German Shepherd, Alsatian, most beautiful, loving soul. And um, I was actually given this dog by my dad because we lived at different addresses and my dad was getting on a bit and couldn't really look after this massive dog as well as he would have liked anymore. So I said I would look after him. Can I have him? And he said yes. So I took Samson home with me, and as I said, he was also getting on a little bit as well in years, but still quite active. And I had, great fun with him and everything. But I just want to share a little bit of backstory, about him. I One day I had to like spend the whole day out, and I was gonna be coming back at night. And I didn't want him to be in the house all alone. He might need to go out, to relieve himself and so on. So I asked a friend if she would keep him for me till the next morning because getting back late at night, it would have been too late to go to her house to pick him up. So she lived about 7 miles away. And so when I took Samson this day to see her, for her to look after him, we had to take two bus rides. Okay. Now I took him to my friend, uh, and she lived all the way in Croydon. So as I said, like 7 miles away from where I was living, Croydon, England, that is in Surrey, bordering on London and Surrey. And so I went to to where I had to go to, and I s- I came back late at night, as I said. I came back late at night. When I got to my house, what would I see? Who would I see but my dog Sampson sitting outside the front door? And at first I thought, what happened? Did my friend get fed up of him and bring him back to my house and just left him there knowing that, I'm not gonna be back till night? And so I thought I don't want to get angry because I don't know the situation, and we've known each other, since we were 16. We were born in the same year and the same month, funny enough, December. So we knew each other for like decades. So it's not something that she would do anyway. In the morning, I called her and I said, "What happened?" And she was frantic. She said she took the dog out just for a little spell, to do its business, and the dog just ran away. And I, she really couldn't call me because, I was at home and she was frantic. And I pondered on that because I thought, wait a minute, I took Samson on two buses, and then after the second bus there was approximately maybe like 7 to 10 minute walk to her house from the second bus you know, exiting the second bus. And so I thought, how could Samson find his way 7 miles away? And I was thinking that if it was a distance that we could walk, right, that he would maybe get back home by smelling smells or something. But we took two buses to her house. So the only times that Sampson and I were on the road is the short distance from my house to the first bus stop. And then the second, after we got on the second bus and then got off the second bus, that distance from the second bus to her house. So, how in heaven's name could Samson navigate 7 miles from her house back to my own? And until this day, that puzzles me when I think about it. And if any of you listening have got any idea how that could happen, how he managed to find his way back home, you know, I would love to hear from you because my brain can't really take it in. I don't know how that happened. But anyway, he also had like this trait where, when it's cold, you've got the radiator on or, the central heating or whatever. And he's always first. He would always make sure that he's in front of us or in front of me. He would always be like hogging the heat. But then after a little while, that's not good enough for him. He would try to sit in my lap, this massive dog, which is way too heavy. So I'll have to push him off. But then he would actually sit on my feet in front of the radiator. And no matter how many times I push him off, he'll come back. And that was like the only place he wanted to sit. Of course, he's so big. I can only let him do that for a short amount of time. And then to kind of solve the problem, I would have to actually be on the sofa, sitting on my feet, my legs curl under me, and that's the only way. And then he sit as close as possible, right up next to the to the settee. Like he just needed that warmth, that body warmth. I don't know, but he was very gentle soul, very beautiful, loving, and playful, like a big baby. So lovely. I loved him so much. But anyway, the time came, like age caught up with him and he passed away. And it wasn't until, I don't know, maybe a year or so later, I was lying on the bed, just finishing the day. And I felt like something jumped on the bed. It literally jumped on the bed and the bed moved down. And then I felt like paws uh, touching my arm. Like, when the dog jumps up on the bed, but he didn't actually jump up on the bed. He just like his two front legs just jumped up and was kind of like pawing my body. And then I saw a vision of him, and he I don't know how to explain this because I hadn't even thought about dogs and dog spirits. And so he came back as if to say, like, I'm all right, I'm okay, because he looked the picture of health. And I was just so perplexed at that and so happy. It really made me think about, animals when they die, do they all go to this, I don't know, heaven or dog heaven or animal heaven or or a sanctuary or whatever, someplace, But anyway, that was just so surprising. And then I had a few more visits from him, and he would literally come and jump halfway on the bed, and he never actually jumped completely on the bed, even though he's in spirit. It seems, excuse me, that he was mindful of his weight, something like that. But you could actually see the bed go down, and I could really feel like his paws, on my arm or my leg or my middle, where he's just trying to yeah, play or just let me know that he's there or something. So anyway, there were like quite a few occasions after that. I would have what I thought were dreams, right? And there were, because I wasn't awake. I mean, I have visions when I'm awake, but these particular occasions with Samson, I would be having these dreams, and I'd be going to certain places, and Samson would follow me. And it was always a time when I came up against some character, that some kind of unsavory character, and Samson was there to protect me. Or it might be a case where I'm having a dream and I'm going someplace and it's a little bit foreboding in the dream. And then I would just see Samson just galloping along as fast as anything, come towards me to chase whatever it was away that, might cause me mental stress or harm in the dream. So I wondered about those occasions because they say that some people say this world is a dream anyway, and when we dream, that's the real world and so on. But I wondered, like, are these or were these, I don't know, were these like situations where my mind was living someplace else or reliving some other place? Because if it was just a dream, why would Samson be there to protect me? And so I I thought about that a lot, and I would really be interested. I'm so curious to find out if anyone of you listening has ever had an experience like that with your animals, Could be any animal really, could be a cat even. But I would be so interested to hear about that because the two things, Samson finding his way all the way to my house after I left him with my friend, and also Samson alive in the spirit world, uh, and guarding me and sometimes guiding me, like I might want to go down one route, and he nudges me to go another route, in the dream or the dream vision or whatever it was. But that was just so special that, the bond that we shared, the bond that we had, transcended the physical. And I never actually saw where where he was before he came. I would just sort of see him coming, but not actually the I don't know, the dog heaven or animal heaven where he actually came from, where his spirit went. But I would see him rushing, coming towards me a lot of the times, really fast, like, at super speed to come towards me. And it just seemed so natural, when that was happening, and also so lovely. So I want to say, to people who've lost pets and might be, pining for them, that even though you might not see them, they are somewhere being taken care of and being looked after, and being happy, basically, you know, because Sampson looked so healthy and so much younger than when he passed. So I thought I would share that with you. Thanks for listening, Diana.